Hey, my name's Matt. I had an existing successful software business, and I got to the point in that business where I wanted some diversification. I wanted to have something else to make sure that my income stream stayed consistent. And one of the things that really fascinated me was Amazon. I knew it was growing. The concept from a business standpoint, it made sense to me. And so I actually originally invested in a different coaching program. And in August of 2014, I started implementing that coaching program in my business and experimenting with Amazon. And I immediately ran into some frustrations with it. And it was nothing, I can't even say it was anything against that particular coaching program. It's just that it wasn't really my style. I didn't feel like it was allowing me to build a real business. It was really focused more on what I would consider kind of a lottery business, which was find the one thing that you can hit it big with. But all my experience in business, which is reasonably extensive, tells me that most of the time you're not going to have great ideas. Most of the time, most products are not going to be home runs. Even when you're good at it, that's just the nature of the business. There's going to be way more failure than there will be success. And that was what I experienced as I started dabbling in Amazon. And so in August, I had some failures with my Amazon business. Some of them, one of which, a single failure, cost me over $10,000 in about 20 minutes. And so in September, I kind of started looking around a little bit more. One of my friends introduced me to this guy named Neil Twa. And I remember calling him and thinking, man, he lives in Missouri. Who lives in Missouri that does this kind of stuff? I don't even know why I thought that. But in my first conversation with Neil, I kind of laid out, listen, here's what I'm looking to do. Admittedly, I will tell you right now, I was not the typical person. I had capital to invest. I had resources, both in terms of people that were already on staff and people that I could commit to research and doing other things. So I was in a little bit different position. But my big thing to him was, I want a real business. This needs to be something that's scalable. And in fact, I remember telling him, if I can't make $400,000 a month in revenue doing this, then it's probably not worth my time, because that's just kind of the size of where my business was already at. And most of the other places just seem to be focused on how you can find the one home run. And I'm telling you right now, home runs, they're hard to hit. If anybody tells you they've got an easy way to hit home runs every single time, I would be very, very skeptical of that. And so as I talked to Neil about it, and he's telling me, listen, theirs is really, the coaching that he had was a different concept. It was based on embracing the fact that things are going to fail, based on embracing the fact that not everything's a winner, but to build a business where you can really kind of make those things turn to your advantage. And that was very intriguing to me. It fit well with my with how I felt about business. I was looking for diversification. I wanted to be able to scale. I wanted some consistency out of what we were doing. I didn't want to deal with a whole bunch of, I didn't want boxes and boxes of products sitting in my garage and sitting at my office and those sorts of things. So in October of 2014, October 2nd, I signed a contract with Neil and the Profit Boss guys to start teaching me how to build an Amazon business. And so we immediately started implementing, since we already had some stuff in the works there, we immediately started implementing their coaching, and things took off for us fairly quickly. I remember Neil had told me, right when I gave him the $400,000 a month thing, Neil, he projected, hey, listen, if we were willing to put in the time and the energy and the resources, that he felt like we could have $400,000 a month in revenue by 8 months. And he missed the projection a little bit, but I don't hold it against him because he missed it on the good side. We hit our $4,000 a month in revenue 2.5 months later. Good time of year. It was December. It was Christmas time. So again, certainly not typical, but at the same time, man, we were really, really pleased. I even anticipated that in January it was going to drop down a little bit because it wasn't Christmas time anymore, and I was okay with that because I felt like we were still on track. But the system, it's just designed to continue to build and support itself. So that's not what happened in January. We actually did more business in January. In February of 2015, so October, November, December, January, February. 5 months in, we had our first 7-figure month on Amazon. So needless to say, I'm a really big believer in this. It's a system that's worked very well for me. It's a system that fits well with my way of thinking, which is I would rather acknowledge and embrace the fact that there's going to be failures along the way, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be struggles. Anytime you're trying to build a business and what you're counting on is that every single thing work and that every single decision is the right decision and every single product that you put out is going to be a winner. That's just, in my experience, it's not realistic. You're going to be frustrated and you're likely going to end up losing out. So I really like the concepts that they've come up with here in Profit Boss. They work. Amazon, viable. It's a real viable opportunity. And even as it's grown, a lot of people are starting to say, "Oh, it's saturated now." Folks, it's not. It is still growing so fast. There's so much profit to be made there. There's so many products still to be launched. There's so much space there. And you're still, by and large, competing against a whole bunch of people that don't know how to really use the Amazon platform effectively. So Amazon is real. Profit Boss is real. It works. I know that it works. You've got to put some time into it. You're going to have to put some resources into it. You're going to have to put some effort into it. But it's a real business. That's probably the coolest thing about it at the end of the day is you don't have a gimmick that's going to last for a couple of months. You don't have a one-trick pony. You're not trying to it's not a strikeout or home run type of a thing. You will build a real, legitimate, sustainable, scalable, diversified business and income stream that will serve you. You know, at this point, I'm at 1.5 years in, and there's no signs of it slowing down. So it works. Not everybody's going to have my story, obviously, but the concepts work, and the way they present it, you're going to get the numbers working in your favor instead of against you. And I really believe in it.